Breaking, Atiku speaks out on alleged threat to Obi'S life, slams Tinubu's government. Of course, everybody is talking now. You cannot stop opposition from talking. If you don't want them to talk, then do the right thing. And if you want them to clap for you, then do the right thing. Otherwise, nobody will clap for you. Atiku speaks out on alleged threat to Obi'S life and slams Tinubu's government. The presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2023 general election, Atiku Abubakar, has reacted to the alleged threat to the life of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. So Atiku condemned the inflammatory remarks made by the All Progressive Congress APC spokesperson Felix Morka against Obi. So Atiku described Morka's statement as a disturbing emblem of the current administration's unsettling strategy in addressing opposition figures. So he expressed concern that the threat against Obi, coupled with the prolonged detention of Mahdi Shehu, a prominent voice of dissent, signals a worrisome shift towards an authoritarian government or governance model in Nigeria. So the inflammatory remarks issued by the publicity secretary of the APC, Felix Morka, directed at Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last general election, serve as a disturbing emblem of the current administration's unsettling strategy in addressing opposition figures. This threat against Obi, coupled with the prolonged detention of Mahdi Shehu, a prominent voice of the dissent, and others, signals a worrisome shift towards an authoritarian governance model, where the rights of opposition voices are being suffocated, he said. So the PDP presidential candidate emphasized that a true democracy thrives on the healthy exchange of ideas, where criticisms and contributions of opposition leaders are seen as vital for the betterment of governance and the promotion of public accountability. Atiku called on the APC to provide clarity on Morka's disturbing insinuation and to issue a formal apology to Obi and the Nigerian people for the derogatory language used. He also urged the Tinubu administration to recalibrate its approach to dealing with dissent opposition, emphasizing that the time has come to put an end to the stifling of voices that are crucial to the health of any functioning democracy. The choice of words used by the APC spokesperson Felix Morka, particularly the ominous, suggests that Obi has crossed the line, reveals an alarming disdain for democratic principles. Such a language rooted in hostility has no place in a free society where civil discourse and engagement should reign supreme. So a true democracy thrives on the healthy exchange of ideas, where the criticisms and the contributions of opposition leaders like Peter Obi are seen as vital for the betterment of governance and the promotion of public accountability. So it is not merely the right, but the solemn duty of a democratic government to listen attentively to the voices of its critics, to engage in meaningful dialogue, and to allow space for the articulation of alternative viewpoints. Instead, we are faced with a chilling threat that suggests Obi must be ready for whatever comes his way. What exactly does Mr. Morka imply by this? It is imperative that the ruling party provides clarity on this disturbing insinuation. Exactly. Equally troubling is the crude and disparaging manner in which the APC spokesperson has framed Peter Obi's calls for constructive engagement, likening them to a lawless Wild West scenario. Such reckless and derogatory expressions cannot be tolerated, and it is incumbent upon the APC to issue a formal apology to Obi and the Nigerian people for such disgraceful language. So the case of Malam Shehu languishing in detention without any clear explanation for his continued imprisonment adds to the growing concern about the erosion of freedoms in Nigeria. So if there is anyone who has truly crossed the line, it is Tinubu administration, whose continuous vilification of opposition figures as mere irritants to be crushed is a dangerous precedent. Now, it is now time for all men and women of goodwill to intervene, urging the Tinubu's government to recalibrate its approach to dealing with decent opposition. So the time has come to put an end to this stifling of voices that are crucial to the health of any functioning democracy, the statement added. So the development comes after Obi alleged that Morka's statement on Arise TV, where he said Peter Obi has crossed the line so many times and has it coming to him whatever he gets. This was a threat to his life and the life of his family members. Of course. But I tell you that some Abadorians will not come and defend Morka here because life never tired them, I'm telling you. So Obi does not know how to make a political comment talking like, can you imagine this one? This is another Abadorian speaking here. And their life is not good though. Well, to me, I don't see the threat as a product of Mr. President's message. It's just the handwork of an overzealous non-entity who wants to impress his party and or might be a result of ungrounded educational background. That is Felix Morka is qualifying in that way. If Peter Obi crossed the line, whatever that means, Felix Morka has crossed the boundaries as well, and that is it. Atiku is playing the role of senior loser and chairman of outstanding presidential elections loser in Nigeria. See them? Can you see what they mean? Also, good will kill you there 1 million times. Tribal by God. You think Tinubu will be there forever? Tinubu and Yoruba are setting bad precedents for future. Let another tribe take over. Your people should not complain. You started it. Tinubu pride himself as Democrat. Is this how a Democrat behave? Don't want to listen to any voice of reason, behaving like emperor of medieval age and authoritarian. Tinubu fought the military as opposition, march against Goodluck Jonathan government, etc. Today, Tinubu is turning himself to mini-God. Tribal by gods like you will be blinded by truth to support your Yoruba fellow. It will consume you. Tinubu. So you are serving his father, Tinubu, you will still serve his son, Sheyi, or there. Lashun. Most of you are hungry, yet celebrating Tinubu. We are waiting. Devils incarnate. No lie. This guy bad though. He just finished them there, I'm telling you. The ruling party and their supporters want to teach opposition party how to talk and when to talk. If the opposition decides to keep mute, the ruling party and their supporters will come out to say opposition is dead in Nigeria. Gradually, though picking up bit by bit, it is going to be a bomb when the political base of the president turn out to be the main opposition force. Let them continue with misrule, not be lie. So it's quite an unfortunate situation that we are finding ourselves, that this Tinubu's government is becoming a tyrant government that would not want any voice of opposition to be heard. But how long will that continue? This is, even the military, this didn't happen. Okay, when we were in the military before the democracy in 1999, everybody was complaining about the meritocracy. Now, what do you call Tinubu now? Is it democracy or Tinubocracy? So it's quite unfortunate that this is happening under this current administration. But unfortunately, the tribal by gods will continue to support them. But even when life is not even better for them, quite unfortunate. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment on this matter.